my name is Arjen.
And my name is Etta.
And welcome to our channel, How We See Things. And today's topic is going to be about listening and communication.
Yeah, do you know how to listen?
And do you know how to communicate?
Exactly. And the way we see it.
So, this has been on our mind a bit a couple of days now about listening and how to communicate. Because today is a lot of, we feel, at least in my life, that a lot of people are not really listening to what, because we are so busy to find an answer or tell how I have seen it, instead of really listening and see the person and really connect on a heart level what is really going on, and the other person will most likely let you respond in a much better way if we learn how to listen, see the person. And I believe communication starts actually with listening and seeing the person. But what is your thought about it?
Well, actually, I have the same thought about this. I have experienced this a lot myself, that when I'm trying to get my point across, that people don't really hear because they're too busy thinking of the answer, what they're going to answer me, and therefore you notice they're not listening what you're saying. So what was the point then? I was thinking, where's the communication then? And I've also noticed a lot, when people are fighting, the blaming game. And
the victim blaming.
Yeah. And it's usually the person that is playing the victim. I can't say their fault, but
no, because both sides also have every time responsibility.
Yes.
But do you learn how to take responsibility, or do you like to blame the other person and not take responsibility?
Yeah.
And you're so busy to put the blame over that you're not even listening to yourself or the other person, because you are just want to get the hurt across and get the blame over instead of...
Yes, I totally agree with you. And when you are playing that game, nobody really wins. Everybody just loses, I feel. Because
it's just pain.
It is just pain.
And nothing else comes out of it.
No, because we have to understand that two people see the same situation in two different ways. So if you would just allow the other person to speak their mind, basically, and get the point across and understand where that person is coming from, then that person is more
accepting
to what you have to say and the way you see it, and therefore the conversation can start. And communication, instead of fighting, one is crying and the other one is running out the door or anything like that. So really, it's really important to learn. It is to learn to listen. Listen what the other person is coming from and trying to understand where they're coming from. You can undergo. I mean, you can undergo. English today. No.
Undergo. Yeah. Communication undergo.
Yeah. Then you don't have to go through all this pain and suffering and this blaming game.
And also because in the communication, when you do this and fighting, it usually is more like a static, because there's so much noise and emotion in your own head that you don't listen to what the other person is saying. And I know from experience, I can get really fired up very easily and have a lot of emotion. And sometimes I need to, or sometimes say to people, I need a second to calm down my own emotions so I can actually listen to what you're saying. And because I want to respect you as a person, I want to hear what you have to say. But I need sometimes, because when you are getting fired up and you are about to really go into a fight.
When you feel like somebody is attacking you unjustly,
but sometimes
then you can explode. But instead of exploding, just ask the person, let the person talk, and say, I need a minute to think about this. Can you just give me a minute, and then go within yourself and
So you also, because then you also take responsibility, because I think to really listen, sometimes you have to calm the mind So you won't listen. And I think a lot of things in the daily situation also, we are not very good at being still calm to actually listen to what's going on in ourselves either. And that makes it even harder to also understand what other people is saying, because you are not really listening to what's going on to yourself. You are just saying the first thing that really just pop in the second there. And usually a lot of people, when they do that, they say the wrong thing and they regret it and they say sorry after. But all of this pain,
as soon as the word is spoken, the damage is done. So
yeah. But the thing is that the pain then becomes there, and then you have to kind of mend it. And you could have avoided that if you just had
given yourself time
to get the stillness into you, so you can be ready to open your mind and ears and to see the person. And that goes for normal conversation also. I have noticed, even though we're talking just regular people, that some people are so busy to answer me, and the conversation doesn't go anywhere, because it becomes static, because it's just about I need to respond. I have a feeling I need to respond. I need to sound like this, because this again come bit about how you feel inside. And
exactly. And everybody likes to be heard, and everybody likes to be seen. And that's just in our human nature. But we also have to learn how to see other people and hear other people in order to be seen and heard ourselves. That's my feeling about it. And if you're a hothead,
like me,
or me, when I was younger, I used to have this really blow up fight with my ex-husband. It was because that I did not know how to listen, and therefore he was always on the defense, because I admit I have a temper. Had a temper. In my current relationship, because when I feel like he's being unjustified, being unfair towards me, I do what we said earlier. I ask him, you know what, I need to go to the store. Can we talk about this when I come back? And then when I'm in the car by myself, I fight. I scream and I fight at him and I say my piece and everything that I want to say. And then when that is over, I calm down and then I hear what he actually did say. And unfortunately, most of the time he was right. But I did not feel like it because of his tone of voice, the way he said it to me. That could also be a very big understanding when your tone of voice.
Yeah, because you in your experience, that tone of voice resonated something deep inside you.
Something old. Yeah. So, but then I could come home and say, sorry, I'm sorry, I understand where you're coming from, and you're totally right there, and I apologize, but this is how it made me feel, and this is how it came across to me. Did you really mean it in this way? But then we are both in a calm mind.
And listen and open to listen to the other person, because in reality you are actually also talking a bit to yourself when you meet other people, how they react and how you treat, because I notice if I just go totally right in this, did I really, in honest, would I like to be treated this way?
No, we most likely don't want to be treated that way.
But we still sometimes do, because we are human and we do this thing sometimes. But it made me understand that I am actually not listening. And I'm not going into how really I felt or what the other person felt. I did not connect with them. I was just too busy being angry, frustrated, just
in defense mode.
Yeah, or attack mode. Yeah. Sometimes more in the attack mode, especially when I was a bit younger. But the more I understood that nobody likes to get attacked or go into defense mode, and actually the conversation didn't go anywhere. It did not give anything. And that's when you in one way, you just go into the pain. The only thing you can learn from this is that, okay, I need to learn better to listen. That's the only thing that I really learned out of this situation, that how I communicate and how I listen was not in a very good way. I can tell you that. But when I started to have a conversation when I listen, I learned so much more and got so much understanding, and it changes so much my perception. It made me grow so much more. than the other. And I think that's when both of you do it, that is when we really, all of us wins, is when we actually communicate it, because then we all learn something.
You're
and
on the
we
same
grow.
frequency.
Yeah, and we grow together.
Yeah.
And that's the most beautiful thing. And then you will get the connection that was kind of in the air a bit when you had this fight or frustration. But that's when you really connect to the other person, is when you start listening, especially in a situation like this, because there is so much emotion. Then you learn a lot about people's emotion and where they're coming from.
Well, it also will help you not just in your relationship, but in everyday situations.
Yeah, work, friends,
everywhere. There'll be people
the
with
shopping lady next to you, or anything like this. But
people will put more value to be around you, because they feel that you understand also, and that actually, I've heard so many times said to me, you really have, it's very few people that I've met in my life that actually I feel like they're listening to me. I don't tell them that I had to go through a lot of shit to learn to get to this point. But I think you also have to understand, when you are attacking somebody, you're actually attacking another aspect of yourself. And like you said earlier, you don't want to be treated this way. So take that in and learn from it, and therefore you become a much better communicator to yourself and to others, and a much better friend, a much better wife or husband, or
and you understand yourself much better.
Yes.
And that makes it easier to make yourself understand to other people also.
So do yourself a favor. and the rest of the people around you. Learn how to listen. Learn how to be quiet. Be in the moment. Be present. Match the frequency of that person's heart. And
because then you can connect on a such much deeper level in all direction, and really take quiet time for yourself to really listen to what's also going inside of you, while you're also meeting other people. I think that is one of the most important, is to be in the present sometimes and just listen, and actually let it be.
Yeah.
And really, all what's going on is a good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing. It's a growth. It's evolving.
Yeah, and the more you and more you learn how to use it, the better it is. So I think that is really what this topic is about, is that when you start listening, you communicate better. It's not about what you word or how fancy it sounds. It's about how you're listening.
Yeah.
And seeing the person.
And therefore seeing yourself. Definitely. So that was the short, sweet video now today about the topic, learn to listen, because then you really show yourself and other people respect and
value.
And value.
Yeah. Unconditional love.
Yeah. So in the meantime, don't forget that you're absolutely amazing, and grow and just grow and learn. And don't beat yourself up because you did some kind of mistakes or what you think is a mistake. There's no such thing as mistakes. It's all just learning. So have a wonderful day. Stay positive, and don't forget to subscribe and follow us. Hit the little bell, ding ding, beside it. And don't forget, you are absolutely amazing. Just because you are you.
And please hit the like button or the dislike button. It really helps us a lot. It's one way of communicating, so we can listen to you. Please also
got anything out of this also.
Please also write us a comment. That is also a form of communication, so we can listen to. So please listen and learn, and smiley heart. Something you felt, or your experience, or
we love to hear your experience.
Whatever you feel like. Express what you feel, and we will listen. And always shine bright.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you next week.
See you next week.